All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon, and in this video we're going to talk about Errol Spence Jr. Yordenis Ugas, the aftermath of the fight. Terence Crawford responding to Errol and Ugas. Man, that man's career might just be over. Let's talk about that in this video. Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon. Excellent welterweight fight last night. Errol Spence Jr. beats Yordenis Ugas by TKO in the 10th round of a absolute brutal beatdown of Yordenis Ugas by Errol Spence Jr. The aftermath of the fight is almost as interesting as the fight was itself. But before I get into that, let me welcome you back to the channel. If you are not a subscriber to the channel, please accept my invitation to subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell icon so you can be notified of when we release more videos, and join the boxing community that we have. It is a lot of really good boxing fans. We do videos every day, live streams pretty much every day. So the conversation continues to go. You're welcome to join. Just hit that subscribe button, hit that bell icon, and I think that you'll have a really good time. Also, I want to thank everybody that supports the channel on BUSR at busr.ag/Fanon. If you wager on sports, take advantage of the promotional code Fanon, and we consistently have promotions over there. All right, so let's go through this. Good news, bad news, and indifferent news. The good news is that it looks like we're going to get the Errol Spence Jr. versus Terence Crawford fight. Errol Spence Jr. was very insistent in the ring after the fight that he wanted Terence Crawford next, and told Terence Crawford that he is coming to get his belts. So you know full well there isn't any need for a bunch of conversations about what is going to happen next as far as what Errol Spence Jr. wants to take place. Terence Crawford, for his part, also said, hey man, responded to Errol Spence and said, hey, keep my belts warm. Looks like we're going to have a fight. She's smiling, winking his eyes, shaking hands, right? All that good stuff. So it looks like we're going to have a fight. However, let me tell you this. I have a suspicion that them odds are about to swing a little bit more heavily over there in Errol Spence Jr.'s way. But because of the style of the fight that man put on there with Yordenis Ugas. Now, granted, Yordenis Ugas does not fight like Errol Spence Jr. does. He is not going to sit there right there in the pocket with you and let you bang away on him in that fashion. However, I will tell you this, that just like I said with the Yordenis Ugas fight, when I predicted the Yordenis Ugas Errol Spence fight, because I said it, I was like, look, I see it going the distance. And I see it going in the distance, but Errol Spence Jr. having a unanimous decision because of the amount of activity that Errol Spence Jr. Exerts in the fight. It's going to be very hard for Yordenis Ugas to stay ahead on the cards because there's a constant onslaught of punches. And it's not the type of constant onslaught that you have like with Sean Porter, where it's a mugging style, right? Grabbing, and he's not all of that. It's crisp shots, jabs, straight left hands, hooks to the body, hooks to the kidney, hooks to the liver. Very tight game. Now, it's not like he doesn't get hit, because you're going to get hit when you are up in there like that. But when he wants to get outside of that and slip shots, dude, is very defensively responsible at the same time. So when he fights Terence Crawford, I'm telling you, man, Terence Crawford is going to be down on them cards unless he fights differently than the way that he fights these other guys, or he's just, that gear that he has is just so, he's just got a super extra gear that we're waiting to see, and he very well may have that. However, I'm telling you, it's going to be very difficult for him Very difficult for him to win on the scorecards against Errol because of the amount of pressure that man puts on you and the amount of punishment. And if there is any point in time, I'm telling you, any point in time where those guys start sitting down and Terence and Errol's able to cut that ring off them, and those guys have to start banging away at each other, man, that is going to be something on it. That's going to be something to see what Terence Crawford does with that amount of body attack going at him. And I'm telling you, listening to the Spence camp about the fight with Bud, especially Derek James, is like, you'll see. And they've been saying that for a long time. Like, you guys keep saying you think Bud's going to beat this dude. You'll see. And they have kept their word all the way through till today. This fight with Yordenis Ugas, man, he looked way better than he did against Danny Garcia, Sean Porter, Mikey Garcia. And at the same time, he didn't look as sharp as he did in those fights. His physicality, his strength, the fact that he was his size, all of that is what looked really, 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 really on point in this fight. And if he sharpens that up, because you know he's going to go take a little bit of vacation, go right back into the gym. Once he sharpens that up, he's sharper going because he's now had a fight. He goes into the Terence Crawford fight, and Terence Crawford has not fought since he fought the Sean Porter fight, so he'll be coming off of a bit of a layoff. And I also believe he's only been fighting once a year for maybe the last 2 years. So Errol's probably is going to be coming in having a fight more recently than Terence Crawford does, and I'm telling you, Terence has not been fighting at that same level that Errol has been fighting. Now, as far as Yordenis Ugas goes, man, Derek James was like, look, dude, this guy's career may very well be over. He may never fight again from the beating he took against Errol Spence. And honestly, man, I'm going to tell you, there were times when I was watching that fight in the 7th, in the 8th, in the 9th round where I was like, look, man, you'd be better to take a knee. The doctor, he was getting the doctor called on him like, man, we should probably stop this fight. Once that eye closed to the point where he couldn't see, he couldn't open it up, the doctor wound up waving it off. He really should have waved that mug off the couple rounds before when he did that. On the other side of that too, also he probably did literally save Ugas from a knockout just by checking an earlier knockout just by checking that eye. But man, that's one of them situations. That was one of those situations where you'd been better off just getting knocked unconscious than taking that type of beating. So Terence Crawford going into this fight, man, Terence Crawford better be real careful, man. Like, he better be real careful, man. That is a different animal, man. That is not Sean Porter, bro. And Sean Porter was giving him some difficulties trying to come forward on him. But Sean Porter is so much shorter than Terence. Terence could keep him on the outside. In this particular instance, he's fighting a guy that's coming in that is taller and longer than him. I just don't, man. Look, Terence Crawford going to have to really show me something different to make me believe that he's going to keep Errol up off of him. And I'm telling you, Errol is going for career-ending beatings. Like, that is just savage. That was savage. And I said, that's what he was doing to Leonard Bundu. And Yordenis Ugas is a significantly higher level fighter than Leonard Bundu, but only difference was that he didn't knock that dude. He didn't knock him unconscious, but you saw what Yordenis Ugas was doing. Yordenis Ugas was seriously tucked behind that high guard, trying to keep that chin off there. Terence Crawford is just like, it's reasonable to say Terence Crawford is not going to be hiding behind there like that. That also means that Terence Crawford's chin is going to be more available than Yordenis Ugas's chin is going to be available. And also, Errol proved he got a chin because Yordenis Ugas, when they split from a break, Errol Spence Jr. had his head turned, was not looking at him, was looking down because he thought the referee said break, and he hit him on the break, which is a foul. Hit him on the break, but it is what it is. Hit him on the break, and Errol Spence Jr. took that shot, kind of reeled back. Man, that dude was back off that shot in maybe 15 seconds, man, of letting his head clear. By the end of the round, within the next minute of the round, he was back pressing, and I think he did enough to win that round, even though he got hit like that. So, and also, Terence Crawford, I think he was rooting against Errol. I was watching his Twitter feed, and he had Errol Spence Jr. He had an even fight going into the 5th round. He had an even fight. Hey man, please. Yeah, but it is. Anyway, can't wait to see it. That's excellent news, man. The welterweight division is popping. Telling these dudes are going to take over boxing, and we'll now have the biggest fight in boxing be between two of the best fighters in boxing. Anyway, that's my take on the matter. You let me know what you think in the comment section. And with that, I'm out. Peace.